Hello, everyone. Not 9 o'clock just yet. Now, my favorite part is making sure I can get the chat up. See if I can do that here. No problem. What's up, Lisa? What's up, Daryl? IFG is here. Look at that. He's first right on the thing. Thank you, Devin. What's up, Bubba? Mr. Wrenchy? Mr. New Wrench? Ooh, I got lots of things going on here. I do have a special guest tonight. Hello, Mr. B's Fish and Things. And I Poo. What's up? Fishy Snowman, what's up? Miguel, Ryan, the boss, Swag is in the house. Cruz Garza, who I thought was Cruz Arias the other day. D. Smith, what's up, everybody? What are you guys all doing on a Friday night? I decided, since I haven't put a video out in a while, and I haven't done a live stream in a while, that why not do a Friday night live stream? I do have a special guest coming on if he can figure out how to get on, but we went over this today, and I'm sure he'll be on. Just want to say hello to everybody. Critter Cousins, thank you very much. What's up, Dave? How you doing? The boss, Swag, making videos. I just started a tank because I ran into your videos. You're my favorite to watch. Oh, thank you, Sydney. That means a lot. Purple hearts here. Fishy Snowman, you drinking beer? I'm drinking beer. I'm drinking good old Wachusett summer. Brings me back to the summer of 1996. Playing cards with my paint boss, Dick Innes. Cheers, Dick. Dilly dilly to Dick Innes. Paint boss of 97. Butt Chug says, go Bruins. Yes, go Bruins. We got to split the series tonight. We got to make it 2-2. Headed back to Tampa. Hi, Melanie. How's it going, Pet Sodic? Oh, Pet Sodics, I haven't heard from you in a long, long time. It's been a long time since we've emailed / talked to each other. Bubba gives Mel a wave. Critter Cousins, I love Guinness. One of my favorite beers. Absolutely love drinking Guinness. But you know what? It's May the 4th be with you. I had my Star Wars shirt on today, but I switched it from my Aquarium Box shirt. Sorry. Cheers, Bosch Swag. Again. Hey, Reggie. What's up? Glad to see you here. Hey, Slash. Nice to see you here. Good to see your scorpions haven't killed you yet, or any of your like really weird stuff. Huckleberry is over here to say hi. So I got a special guest tonight, and I can't wait to have him on. I'm sure he's sitting on his couch with his doggy, waiting to come on. But I'm just going to say hi to you folks for a little bit, and then I'm going to send him the link so he can click the button. I've got loads of questions to ask. All folks, if you think I ask the same questions to every interviewee, you're wrong. I've got pages and pages and pages, and I write notes on everybody, and I ask everybody sort of the standard basic questions, but I like to, make it what is their channel. You know what I mean? It's got to be personable. Who do we got here? Hit those likes. Yes, Lisa. Thank you so much, Lisa, for coming on. Lisa is on everybody's live streams. She's my personal best wrench that I've ever had. And by wrench, I don't mean wrench. I mean an actual thing that fixes things. Like, she will kick you out if you're being a bad boy or girl. All right. You know what? Let's see what I can do here. If anybody wants to click on board and get their question answered super quick, just throw the smallest super chat out there that you can, and I will be sure to see that. And we are all good. I'm going to click the old invite button here. See if I can do that. Oh, there we go. Would I like to invite friends? I would like to invite my brother. Let's see if he can get on here, folks. I have a bunch of questions to ask him. It's probably going to be his first hangout on live, so that'll be cool. My brother.
What's up, dude?
Let's see if he can get on here, folks. I have a bunch of questions to ask him. There he is, guy. It's probably going to be his first hangout. Mute your computer, my brother.
Live. So what's up, dude? Am I upside down or what?
No, you're good. You just got to mute your computer.
All right,
Getting feedback.
Muted. It's muted.
What's up, Greg? Oh, that's it. Greg Jones is burning a fire. I'm having a fire right after this live stream. I got a ton of stuff to burn.
What's up, dude?
Greg Jones is here, and my brother IFG in the house, who's sideways. I don't know why he's sideways.
I'm gonna fix it. Give me a second.
But he did mute the stream, which is good. That happens a lot, folks.
All right.
There we go.
What's up, dude?
What hat are you wearing?
This is a Quicksilver hat.
Oh, he's wearing a skateboarding hat, and when he should be wearing a New England Patriots hat.
I have plenty of those.
How is the weather down in Texas? I can see your fan shadow up above.
It's kind of unpredictable, dude. Some days it's humid, some days it's raining, foggy, blah, blah, blah.
Well, up here's been completely crazy mess as New England happens every time this year. Monday night, I was having a beautiful fire, like always, warming up next to the TV. And Wednesday night, I was turning my central air on because it was 90 degrees and like 90% humidity. Completely ridiculous.
Yeah, that's insane.
IFG, I welcome you to the live stream. I'm so happy you're on.
Why is mine not like the full screen?
I don't know. What are you using? You using your cell phone or using your laptop?
I'm using the phone and I'm looking at the video in the chat from the PC.
You are like not landscape. You're like, I don't know what you are. I can't really explain it. The opposite of landscape.
What about this? Is it better or is it still?
Oh, that's perfect. There you go. That's the one.
All right.
Of course, Ryan. Bruins game's on. I got my I got my apps ready to go. Bruins are playing tonight. Yep. There we go. Hey, what's up, Joe? Joe's Aquatics. I've been waiting for this guy to interview me. He's got such a great looking face, nice beard, got a tan because he lives down south.
Fish Fam News?
Fish Fam News. One of my favorite shows to watch. Literally, I do not watch a lot of people on YouTube not because I don't want to, because I'm so busy. I watch Fish Fam News. It's like my weekly news. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I watch the Fish Fam News as well.
He's supposed to interview me every time he comes on the live stream. He met me at Aquatic Experience and was going to interview us, like my Aquarium Box. Now he's going to interview me. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting on that message. Tick, tick, tick. Can't wait to do that. Yep. Fishy Snowman says, Fish Fam, love him. All right, IFG. Do we have your camera and microphone settled?
Yeah,
I can see your head.
I think I'm good, dude. What about that?
Perfect. A little bit more. Tiny bit more.
Now?
Yep, that's good.
I was trying to use the tripod and whatnot, but guess not.
Is that a tank I see in the background?
Yeah, that's the 125.
Oh,
Have a
now your volume is shot.
So that's the 125. I have a breeding group inside that tank.
What are you breeding in that tank right now?
I'm breeding some Lake Malawi African cichlids, predator haps. Exochromis anagenus is the name of the fish.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. What do you want to know about them? They're predator haps. They get fairly big, so you actually need a much bigger aquarium than that to keep those in. I'm just housing them in there as a breeding group for right now. But normally you would need something like a 180 gallon and up to keep that size fish.
So, what's the maximum size these fish will get, and how many do you like? How many would you keep for? Let's talk about a display tank. Like this is not a breeding tank or a QT tank. This is a display tank in your house, and you want to keep these specific type of fish.
Okay, so if you wanted to keep predator haps, preferably you would want to have like a 6 foot aquarium, something that the fish can swim to and fro because these guys get huge and they also need room to turn around in the tank. So you're probably going to want something that's wider than 24 inches, maybe 32 or something like that.
And what do you think a good gallon size is if this is what your plan is to start?
A good gallon size, I would say, to start off, you can get away with a 150 until they start to get some size on them, but preferably 180 on up once they start getting huge because these guys get like really massively huge.
Yeah, this is the big boy stuff. I went small when I even started African cichlids, and it was just like a couple umbuna in a very small 40 breeder, and it's very, very, this when you start getting into African cichlids, you better be ready to put a big tank in your house.
Oh, absolutely. I remember the Mbuna. You did the whole setup thingy on YouTube, like step by steps, the rocks, the sand. You actually got the rocks and sand, I believe, from the golf course, if I'm not mistaken.
I did. I didn't get I got the rocks from the woods. There was just like a big granite pile dropped that they had planned on maybe using for some sort of neighborhood or stone wall or something, and it's been there forever. But the sand I did get in 5-gallon buckets from the golf course I was playing in my league at that time, which was perfect for Mbuna tank.
Yeah, dude, I remember that. I remember when you were setting that whole thing up on YouTube.
There goes Huckleberry. Won't leave me alone. Soon he's been sleeping for 2 hours. Now that I'm here, he wants to play.
That's the garage, Joe. When you hear that echo, I'm in the garage in the fish room. There's a lot of space in there for more tanks. More than likely is why you hear the echo. But I'm gonna be moving shortly. That's why I didn't, add more tanks. I don't want to have to move all of that stuff twice.
So now you're moving all your aquariums to a new house.
Yeah, yeah.
Where are you? How far are you moving?
Maybe I think it's what 45 miles from where I am now. But what I'm gonna do is I'm more than likely, of course, gonna use a moving company. There's a couple of aquarium moving companies that I may look into as well because just a lot of tanks. It's like 10 or I mean, not a lot for most people with fish rooms, but for me, like 11 tanks. And then I have like those 2 ponds. I have my turtle pond, and then I have my 100-gallon. That's a lot of water and stuff, dude.
Yeah, that is a lot to move. I had some serious stress when I moved from my old house to my new house. It was literally only, maybe 5 or 6 minutes up the road. And the stress made me sell everything except for like my two like tanks I refused to get rid of.
I just flipped the phone over. Am I still like upside down, or am I? Can you see me correctly or no?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
Greg Jones wants to know, did you go to the ACA convention and how was it?
Oh, it's not until the 4th of July weekend, but I'm definitely going to be there. It's at one of my properties. I'm like a regional engineer for Hilton, the Hilton Hotel, Hilton Worldwide, and that particular hotel is one of my properties.
Oh, that's it. That's seems like an awesome job.
Yeah, the traveling though, dude. That's kind of like the sucky part about it.
And so getting settled in with starting your fish room up and everything, and then having to just like tear it all down and move to the next house.
Right, right. But you know, I moved. Hilton moved me here. I was in Dallas. I was in Plano, um, 2.5 years ago, and they moved me here. So I didn't have as many tanks then, but you know,
So I'm still reading the chat. And oh yeah, Greg says, can you get us a good deal on a Hilton aquatic experience?
yeah, just link up with me whenever the stream is over, and we'll set it up. Is it all of you guys again, or is just Greg and yourself, or just Greg, or who?
Me, Greg, and Michael should be going there.
Okay, yeah, I got you. Just get with me after the stream.
Now, since I have you on and I had these written out way before, these are pretty much general questions, but I will tailor it a little to your channel. Do you want to do a quick interview here while I have you on live?
Sure, whatever, man. Let's do it.
I won't surprise you with any crazy, crazy questions. My first question and statement actually is you have been like going skyrocket through the subscribers and the views. Your channel has been killing it. You've clearly put a lot more effort and time into making your videos lately. I've noticed because, I watch your channel. So what kind of advice can you give to some smaller channels that maybe are watching to, sort of get in the game, get their channel under wraps, skyrocket their channel, so to speak. Get from 100 to 500 and so on.
Um, I would say just have fun, man, and enjoy what you're doing. And once I mean, cause if there's no fun in it, you're not gonna really enjoy doing it. And never let anybody define for you what your passion is. All right, that's key. So I mean, find your niche. Once you find it, steadfast to it, man. Hold on to it, and more importantly, just have fun. The subs, the views, and all of that stuff is gonna come. Eventually, it's gonna come. Everyone has started off at some point. Everyone started off at 0 views, 0 subs. Just have fun, man. Have fun doing what you're doing, and everything else is just gonna fall into play. But you do have to find your niche. You have to find what works for you and what your audience wants to see from you. Once you understand that, you'll be okay.
Yeah, I agree totally. Just don't do it to get popular. Just do it for yourself and to have fun, off the bat, and stick with it. And eventually, if people are entertained, all the other stuff will come in the end.
Absolutely, absolutely. And see with YouTube, a lot of people they tend to forget that this community is the community YouTube community is for creators. So you have to have some creativity in what you're doing. You have to have some entertainment mixed in with whatever it is that you're doing. If you're putting out every single video you put out is going to be from an educational standpoint, you have to have some sort of entertainment. Like say for instance, like Joey, Rachel Leary. Like Rachel is really educated. She knows a lot, but she has like that attitude, that personality that makes you want to just see what she's doing. You have to have something to go along with what you're doing.
Yes, there has to be some sort of you have to be an individual, right?
Yes, absolutely.
You have to have your thing.
Can't just be robotic and you know and also do different things, try different things, explore. Me, like, I'm a weirdo type dude, man. I watch all kind, dude. I watch all type of I don't just watch like fish videos. I watch all type of stuff on YouTube.
No, I hear you. We talk all the time. I've spent many of live streams talking about what other kind of stuff I like to do. That's also one of my not one of my go-to questions, but the fans always want to hear, like, so what does IFG like to do outside of work and outside of YouTube?
Well, that I dabble in the golfing game. But for the most part, I spend time with my family, and and stuff like that. Just the normal everyday things. I do like sports, so football, basketball. Not so much basketball, but baseball. Definitely baseball. But as of late, I've been finding myself actually touring the city and seeing what the city has to offer from an fish keeping perspective, like the local fish stores here, because there's a lot of local fish stores here that I didn't even know exist.
Yeah. I wish there was more local fish stores around me. I've had 2 closed recently. The closest one to me is about 45 minutes. Really, all I want to do nowadays when I get home from work, now that the weather is nice and we've been stuck in the house in the cold for so long, I just like to putt around the yard. I like to just walk around the yard. I like to pull weeds. I like to plant beautiful flowers. I just like to get out into the yard for as long as it will let me, which is usually till now. I think the sun sets like right around like 8:50, but we still got like almost 2 months where pretty soon it's going to be light out to like 9:30 at night. Like I will be able to fish at 9:30 and still see the pond glassed over because the moon and the sun are like right in the same spot.
Wow,
So
that's awesome.
for me, it's going to be awesome soon.
It's still like 40 degrees out there, dude.
Oh no, it's pitch black right now. But it's 9:20, 9:21. But the sun just set like about 45 minutes ago. But come like mid-May into the beginning of June, when the sun is out like all the time, right now it'll like you could still like go throw the football around and not get hit in the nose and break your face.
Yeah, I see the boss swag says that I live in Boston and the weather has been all over the place.
Oh, it's absolutely ridiculous. Monday night we had the wood stove going and we were curled up, and last night the AC was on. So it was 90 degrees. It makes no sense at all. It's very frustrating.
That's insane. Yeah, but like back to referencing about YouTube, like you see how Joe has his own thing. He does the Fish Fam News, and he also does other videos and stuff like that. That's kind of like what I'm talking about. Find your own thing. Do what makes you happy. Do what you enjoy. And I see how
Yeah.
he puts on the sports blazer and stuff like that. He gets into the role. He plays the part. So, for me, that's huge.
Oh, nice, Ryan. Thank you for the update. Uh, yeah, I agree. JH, I will get you one of these T-shirts, and my boy, I will get you that sweatshirt along with some golf balls that are being ordered very soon. Ryan from Massachusetts, who is on a lot of live streams, just informed me that it's 3-2 Bruins, so I got a dilly to that. Where's your cheers? What do you got? What do you got to drink next year?
Nothing right now.
You're killing me.
So wait, are the Pens in the playoff with the Bruins? Who's in the playoffs?
The Celtics are in the playoffs. The Bruins are in the playoffs. The Red Sox have the best record in Major League Baseball. The Patriots just made it to the Super Bowl for the trillionth time. It's great to be a Boston fan.
Yeah, man, the Patriots are always.
The best way
So
to
who you think
contact
of
me.
Bill Belichick, man? You think he's going to be retiring soon or what?
What?
You think Belichick is going to be retiring?
No. He'll be with the team as long as Brady's with the team. For sure. Oh, are you talking or are you watching? Can you see?
I was looking at the computer trying to see if someone was saying something in the chat.
So this is pass the beer this way. Here you go, Amanda. Amanda Brooks, pass the beer to you. This is absolutely one of my favorite questions to ask, and anybody who's watching loves to hear the answer. and this is one of the questions that, excuse me, I never give up no matter who I ask. YouTube has AdSense revenue. I didn't know this until I probably had 200 videos out. Who knows how many thousands of views. I actually never knew you could get AdSense revenue. Then, once I did and I monetized my channel, I know that I was making a certain amount of dollars a month, depending on the videos, how much content I could put out. And, when you get more subscribers and more views, obviously the AdSense goes up. You started off roughly a couple years after me. And so we kind of grew up in the same YouTube community, the same, we made friends and whatnot. I already know what kind of job you have. So my question to you is, if YouTube's AdSense ceased to exist, and no matter how many videos you made, or what kind of content, or how many views you got, you never got paid a thing, would you continue to make YouTube videos on fish?
You know what's weird, dude? I actually just started to monetize my videos like maybe a year and a half ago. So and then I didn't start to generate any real money from them until maybe last year sometime. So I would still make videos because I mean it's fun once you start doing them, and it's more than just the little money that we make from AdSense. I just use that to support the things that I do in the hobby. It's not like it's a ton of money, anyways.
But if there was zero money, would you continue to make videos?
Absolutely, I would still make videos.
Yeah, I would too. Huckleberry.
What happened? What did Huckleberry? What? What did he knock something over?
Yeah, Huckleberry knocked something over. That damn dog. Oh, we got a comment from Critter Cousins. What's the best African cichlid substrate in your opinion?
In my opinion, sand. In my opinion, sand. I mean, I have a video that I'm going to be releasing in the next few days. That's going to be based on aquarium substrate, not just for African cichlids, but for all fish, but preferably sand, in my opinion.
And do you prefer like not like a super coarse sand, but not like a real fine sugary sand, like kind of in the middle for African cichlids, something they can like dig up and spit out?
Right. I actually have both. I have pool filter sand in this 125 back here, and then in the shore aquarium I have Nat Geo sand, but I also have a fine granule substrate that Nat Geo makes, and I combine them two together. But the softest sand that I've seen people use was like the play sand from Home Depot, but that stuff is really hard to clean. You have to wash it about 6 or 7 times, and then still you're gonna have like cloudy water for some days.
Yeah, every time I hear anything or talk to anybody about African cichlids, it's always pool filter sand, pool filter sand. And so what about pool filter sand for people that are watching that don't know anything about and are looking to set up an African cichlid tank? What is so great about pool filter sand?
It's cost effective. Is the reason why people gravitate towards play sand and pool filter sand. It's cost effective. You can get like a 50-pound bag for $5 versus 20 bucks for a 10-pound bag. So it's a cost effective is why people gravitate to like your play sands and your pool sands from Home Depot and whatnot.
And the difference is you just get to, all you have to do is like rinse it out, or it's the same grain size. It's the same color you're looking for. Like basically, is it like a wholesale bag of sand that you're just getting overcharged for from another place?
Pretty much. Pretty with the pool filter sand, it's more like you said, sugary. it has more like of a crystallization sort of feel to it. Whereas like the play sand, it's like soft and mushy. You know, like the sandbox sand when you were kids and we played in like the sandbox. That's what the play sand is. But yeah, um, just I mean, pretty much the same as buying super glue or C Chem glue, which is the same. You're gonna pay $11 for a C Chem glue, and you can get the same super glue for $2. So pretty
Right.
much the same principle.
Right. There's I get a lot of comments on the very short African cichlid block I had, about all types. Most of the questions that I get asked are about the substrate and what are people are using and why are they using that as opposed to this, and it's all substrate. Every time I get African cichlid questions, it's substrate for some reason.
Right. Me too. Same thing here. But I mean, it all boils down to how aesthetically pleasing you want your tank to be. Some people use different textures of substrate because they're trying to get different looks in their aquariums. Like George, for instance, your aquascapers and whatnot. He'll use different textures of substrate because he's trying to capture a certain look.
One of the things I've always been fascinated with is, I mean, there's obviously different type of cichlids. There's South American cichlids, African cichlids, there's cichlids galore, but specifically African cichlids, which you seem to be, most prevalent in. Now you're getting into like some planted tanks and some ponds and turtles, which is friggin' awesome, by the way, because anytime you branch out to all these different type of species, it really is so much fun. But for now, I just like to stick to African cichlids because that's pretty much your channel. That's pretty much what you've dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
For some beginners, let's say for myself, I have noticed that peacocks the males seem to be very beautiful, and haps, but then again, I'm talking from someone that really doesn't have a clue. I would love for you to explain, like real quick, like what you think about, like starting off a tank like, would you start with mboonas, peacocks, haps? Can you mix them all? What goes good together? What is really colorful? Like, if you could just give an overview real quick for someone starting up a African cichlid tank and what they think they should buy. I would love to hear it too, because I'm dying to get knowledge on African cichlids.
Well, pretty much everyone starts off with like the mbuna because when you go into your big box stores, which is pretty much where people go when they start their first aquariums, they're Mabuna. There's a lot of Mabuna, and there's the assortic cichlid tank. And when you don't have the knowledge of what these fish are, you just point at which fish is more colorful, the most colorful, and that's the fish that you want. But a lot of times you end up mixing different species of fish that, I mean, you can keep what you want together, but will they do well together is the question. There's a lot of people who have been successful with keeping Mabuna with peacock. Well, myself, I've done it when I first started off with African cichlid years ago. I even had like convicts in with African jewels, all kind of crazy stuff, but I didn't really know what I was doing. And from a color perspective, peacocks are awesome. The reason why I like haps is because they're different shapes. Peacocks are pretty much the same shape. You can find different colors. The finnage will be different on some of them, and you can distinguish the fish like that. But as far as peacocks are concerned, they're pretty much all the same shape. But with these haps and predator haps, there's different shapes and sizes of these fish. And they also get massive. That's another thing I like about them. They get huge. I mean, not compared to Central American or South American cichlid, which can reach up to 20, 24, some even 30 inches. But these guys get up there, like some 22, 18 inches, blah, blah, blah.
So I'm just going to keep picking away if you're good with this, because this is an education for me. It's an education for people watching. A lot of other questions I get is because I've planted tanks, people that have African cichlids are always like, what plants can I put with African cichlids? Now, I've just been like ingrained in my head that, the Africans are just going to, destroy the plants because a lot of them are herbivores. So they're just going to eat them all up. You put bitter plants in there, or what kind of plants can you put in with African cichlids? And is there, let's say, a tank you could have planted with a specific African cichlid fish? And do you know like what kind of plants or African cichlid that would be?
A lot of people are successful with Java moss, not Java moss. I'm sorry, Java fern. When they keep African. Excuse me, I got interrupted. A phone call was coming in, but a lot of people. Am I back on?
Yep, we're good.
A lot of people they're successful with Java fern with African cichlids, but not all cichlids eat plants. It really depends on which cichlids that you're keeping. And Anubias, as Critter Cousins said there, and I never like my planted tank has like shrimp, plecos, and some algae eaters in there, Chinese algae eaters. I don't have any African cichlids in with my plants, so I have never experienced any cichlids eating any of my plants. But I do know for a fact, Ben Ochart on his channel, he and I did a video together on it, and he recommended Anubias and Java fern are two of the plants that he recommended that will do good with African cichlids.
Yeah, my buddy around here in Massachusetts, my buddy Moses, he's had African cichlids for a long, long time, and he tried to integrate some mbunas with his planted tank, and it just didn't work out. But he was saying that the bitter plants, they seem to stay away from. But like, how are we gonna know what's bitter?
Right.
Like, if I can say, hey,
them, right?
do you think this tank? How many plants in this tank behind me do you think are bitter? Are you just gonna like stick your head in there and start like apple bobbing for bitter plants? No, we don't know.
Right.
It's sort of like probably trial and error. I did have some yellow. I think like I've been out of the cichlid game forever, but yellow labs, is that what they're called?
The yellow labs?
Cichlids. Are they called yellow labs?
Yeah, there's the yellow lab cichlids. The yellow body with the
like the black dorsal,
the black trimming on the exactly.
Yeah, I had those in my planted tank. They never ate any of my plants, but they dug up all my dirt, and my entire planted 75 was completely murky all the time. And this is from my boy Moses, was like, oh yeah, they have those at that LFS. Grab them for me. I need 2. Get them. Just throw them in your tank. I'll come over tonight. I'll grab them. And then we couldn't catch them. I've got, this is a long time ago on YouTube. We could never catch them. They made a mess of my tank for like 6 months, just digging and spitting and digging and spitting. And they never ate a plant, but, they wanted to dig their caves and have their hole, whatever cichlids do. They always root around in the substrate. South American cichlids, Africans, it doesn't matter. They like to spit and make little holes, like tiny little 2-inch bass.
I hate that, dude. The predator haps, they don't dig as much. They dig, but they mainly dig to sift around for food and whatnot. But they don't dig like the Mbuna and the peacocks. And the Mbuna are rock-dwelling fish. So that's what they do. They hang around at the bottom of the aquarium, dig, and they like to be around rocks and whatnot. But with these big predator haps that I have, they don't dig as much. But when I used to keep like Mbuna and peacock, that's what I hated, that digging, dude.
That's all I had was I had that Mbuna tank with the digging. So you said haps don't really tend to dig like Mbunas, but peacocks also dig, correct?
Yes. When I kept
peacocks are the more prettier fish, like where Mbuna seem to be all one color. Peacocks, are they the multicolored?
Yeah, but
what would you say is the most colorful African cichlid?
Man, there's a lot of colorful Mbuna cichlids, a lot, just as well as peacocks. I mean, all of them are like real colorful, but for me, it's the shapes. Like Mbuna, they're all one shape. The peacocks are all one shape, but the predator half that I keep, they're different shapes. Excuse me, they're the fish come in different shapes. Even some of your non-predatory haps, they come in different shapes as well. But I mean, all of them are like really, really colorful.
So, you know ADU Aquascaping? You know that channel?
Yeah, I know Dave. That's my dude.
Yeah, Dave's been around forever. We all know Dave. He used to have for his logo, it was, I don't know if I can't think of it off the top of my head. Do you remember what it was? It was an African cichlid. It was like supposedly the smartest one, very difficult to keep.
I remember that dude, but I forget exactly which one it was. I remember that.
Like real sharp nose, almost looked like a sailfin. And
Man,
he
what
used
was
to
that?
say it was his favorite fish to keep because it was the most difficult because it was the smartest.
I forget, dude, but I definitely remember the logo, but I forget which fish it was.
Let's see if anybody in the comments can give us a help. It's definitely an African cichlid. I'm pretty sure it's one of the most difficult ones to keep. Let's see. We'll keep an eye on the chat.
It may have been the petrochromas that he had on there, dude. It may have been the petrochromas, if I'm not mistaken.
Was that the one?
I think it was. You're gonna make me like want to call dude and ask him.
Oh no, we got to find out. We got someone. Let's Google some. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous African cichlid. The name is like right on the tip of my tongue. One of those smartest, like aggressive African cichlids.
The
Looks like a sailfish.
Petrochromis is like one of the smartest and meanest African cichlids. But it's a Tanganyika and it's not a Malawi fish.
I think it might be a Malawi. It's not a shell dweller.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
I can't remember which one it was.
Hit that thumbs up, folks. Hit that share. We got IFG on. Special guest here. I'm asking him all sorts of questions. I still got a ton of questions.
Go for it.
All on African cichlids because I actually think that they are gorgeous, but I don't have tank sizes. So, in your opinion, I know they're out there. What kind of African cichlids can you keep and enjoy without having to like upgrade them to another tank in a smaller tank? Let's say if you had a 40 breeder, is there a type of African cichlid that you can keep in a smaller tank?
Oh, absolutely. You can keep a lot of the Tanganyikan cichlids, the dwarf cichlids, some of the Madagascar cichlids as well. So you don't need massive tanks to keep African cichlids because there's thousands upon thousands of different fish that you can keep, man. We're just barely getting our feet wet when it comes to these fish. For example, I went to Aquarium Design Group here, excuse me, here in Houston, and there was a lot of interesting cichlids at that particular retail store. And a lot of them, to be honest with you, that I have never even seen, that I didn't even know what they were. So there are definitely other cichlids that you can keep that don't require a massive tank.
Now,
Yeah,
are there also type of cichlids that they're complete other spectrum? Like, so you're saying peacocks and Mbuna basically like sort of have the same shape, but haps can get really, really big. Like you're talking 180 gallons in the tank. Now, what would you need to run a successful, let's say, 100 ink. Is it all filtration? Do you need any type of supplements in the tank, or is it just big water changes?
Well, I mean, the Malawi cichlids are hard water fish, so it depends on what your incoming water is. The water from your well or your tap, that depends on what you're going to add to your aquarium. If you need to harden or soften the water, but I don't really use any additives in my tanks other than like the water conditioner, Prime, Chem Safe or Chem Prime are pretty much all that I use. I filter my tank with canister filters, but with my next aquarium, it's going to be a sump that I'm going to use, a sump system. For the most part, on my breeding tanks, I use sponge filters, and I have a hang-on back on a 75-gallon that I have a small breeding group of fish in as well.
Yeah, I have been sumpless for my entire fish career, like at least 30, since I was like 7 or 8, so at least 30 years. I do have a giant tank with a built-in sump, the whole works, and I am a little anxious about using a sump. I really do prefer canisters and hang-on back filters. They're easy to clean, they're easy to maintain and watch for any trouble. I am definitely a little leery about joining the sump world, but it is what it is. I guess you got to jump in eventually, right?
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, knowing knowing what I know now, if I knew that previously, I probably would have always went with sumps because you can do so much with sumps. But the seamless sumps are the way to go for like beginners on sumps because you don't. I mean, like Peck Tech did a couple of videos on his seamless sump, and then they're fairly easy to maintain. But with sumps, you can do so many different things, man. You can control the rate of flow. You can control um, basically the bio load. Man, sumps are awesome in my opinion. So that's definitely why I'm going to be going with the sump on my next aquarium.
I'm excited as well about starting this new aquarium. Hopefully, I'm going to get Greg over this weekend. He's coming by. We're going to hopefully move the new giant tank, which I will be hosting New England native fish, riverstone, driftwood, seasonal plants when it's necessary, and a big ass bass. And that's definitely what I've decided.
Oh yeah, what kind of bass?
I'm just gonna start with a regular largemouth bass. Like I can catch like 1-pounders all day, and I'll wait till I catch the very smallest bass, and then I'll put him in the 135.
Oh yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool.
Hey, what's up, Dave? Nano Tanks, good to see you. Reggie Holland says, Mike, Corvus would be mad to hear the smack on the sump. I'm sure Joel would. He's got plenty of stuff to talk about on his live streams every day. Am I still doing it? Yes, I am. Just answered that. And yes, Ryan, Dave, Nanos Tank. I love you. That's what Lisa says. Well, just give out some love. I am super happy to have IFG on today. He's been a good friend of mine for a long time on YouTube. We finally met for like 30 seconds at the Aquatic Experience. We did like a selfie, and then you were like, I'm out, peace. And you rolled out like 2 seconds. I barely get to spend like any time with you. So one of my favorite questions is to ask, and this is perfect for some popular YouTuber who's walking through Aquatic Experience, is what are some of your favorite YouTube fish channels? Now, I know you watch other YouTube channels like we all do. What are some of your favorite fish channels? Not just like something that like you feel like you have to say because they're popular or because they're not popular and you want to give them a shout out, but like what channels interest you where you're like, I'm going to click on this because I want to watch the video?
Oh man, I watch like a lot of smaller channels. Like I like stuff. I like to watch channels that entertain me. I watch Dion0226. I watch his channel. That guy's crazy. I always get a good laugh with Dion. I just recently started watching Ray's Aquaria. I watch her channel. Um, let's see who else. Rico's Reef. I watch Rico, the king of the live streams. I watch his stuff. I watch your stuff. I mean, I watch a lot of people's stuff, man. Really, too many to name. Um, as far as like the super huge, like the big channels, I'll stick my head in every now and then, like Joy, Rachel, Corey, Aquarium Co-op. Oh, I also watch Michael's Fish Rooms. That's my dude. I watch his channel. I'm leaving out a lot of people, man, but I watch quite a few channels. For me, it's not really based on popularity. It's solely on entertainment value for me.
Yeah, it's amazing how much the thumbnail and the title gets you to click, because like I'll watch Fish Fam News and let's say you upload like 20 videos in a month, like I'll probably watch 2 of them just because of the thumbnail, and I want to know what's going on. Like the thumbnail like captures you. You're like, "Oh shit, what did he just buy?" And then there's a few channels that I've been finding lately that like I have never even known existed, and they have like 50 to 150,000 subscribers in their fish channels, and I'm like, oh my god, nobody's ever
Yes,
mentioned these.
yeah,
Uh,
same here.
One of the new ones is like Flower Horn Head or something. I don't know. He's got like 67,000 subscribers. His video editing is like impeccable. It's like it really is amazing.
You know what, dude? I mean, you can have the perfect titles, the perfect thumbnails, the perfect tags, blah blah blah. But if the first few minutes of the video doesn't captivate the audience, they're not gonna watch it. They're gonna click off. They're gonna watch a few seconds and they'll be like, "I'm out." Because the way YouTube works is, if your video automatically gets shared to a certain size audience. Now, if people start watching that video and they watch it long enough, enough people watch it long enough, YouTube then shares that video to a bigger audience. Now that you're in that bigger audience, if enough people from that audience watches it, they share it to an even bigger audience, and that's how it goes, so on and so forth. So if you're not holding, that's why there's a category called retention. If you're not retaining the viewer, YouTube isn't going to share that video. You can have all of that stuff going on for you, thumbnail, title, tags, all of that. But if you're not retaining the viewer, it's just not going to work for you.
Yeah, I mean it's really just alone is difficult to keep people interested in what you have to talk about. Never mind think about, because I don't think about it. Never mind think about in this first 30, 15 to 20 seconds of my video, I have to say something captivating that's going to make them want to watch the next 20 seconds of my video. And hopefully in that 30 seconds, I make somebody want to watch the next 1 minute of my video. Like just that alone is
Exactly.
can be
Exactly.
stressful, I could say.
Exactly. That's exactly how it works. Exactly how it works. And what I've learned about YouTube is you have to do stuff that, because the attention spans are short, so you have to change things up, change up the scenery. You can't just be docile sitting in one place. You have to change it up. So because people are wondering what's going to be shown next, so they stay tuned because they want to see. Like, so if you're switching from frame to frame, that kind of holds the attention of the audience versus just standing in one space, um, for the entirety of the video. Now, another thing that people who do just sit
You
in
don't want
one
to give
space.
out all your secrets.
Oh, I don't care, man. I mean, I'm just sharing I'm just sharing. I mean,
Because I
you know,
do see that in your latest, maybe 25 videos, when you're walking down one aisle and then you all of a sudden you're walking down another aisle, it does make me want to pay attention to what aisle you're walking down next. So
Right.
you are correct about that, which is awesome. So all you YouTubers that have channels, listen to what this man has to preach.
Absolutely, and that holds the attention. Like when you change those frames up, frame to frame, but you have to have purpose when you change. You can't just switch from frame to frame. You have to have purpose. Each frame needs to segue into the next. So that kind of holds the attention. And like I was saying, if you are a guy that just sits in front of the if you just sit in front of the tank, most people like who have good editing skills, what they'll do is they'll chop the video up. So even though they are sitting still, if you pay attention, you'll see like a blink in the screen, like 30 seconds will pass, and then the screen will blank. The screen will blank, but they're still sitting in the same position that they were. And then they may do some facial expressions or stuff like that. Those are just little editing tricks that hold attention.
So what you're basically trying to say is everything I've ever done with my channel is completely wrong.
No, not really. Wait, not really. I mean, it's just a matter of taste, because there's a lot of channels out here that they just they show the fish. They won't even show themselves. I used to do it. Remember that a lot. I would never show myself for a long, long time. I would just show the aquariums with like music in the background and voiceover and blah 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 blah. So I mean, you'll still get an audience, but as far as expanding to a bigger audience is when you're gonna need to do different things, because different people turn in for different stuff.
Yeah, it's all about you got to tune in, and you got to keep them captivated. You got to start with a good title, a good thumbnail, and good content, and you got to
Right.
keep the content going so that they keep watching. And if you can put that formula together, you will succeed, and you're clearly succeeding now. And it's great to watch your channel grow. Not only because I know you, but because it really is good to see YouTube channels and the fish community thriving. It's
Right.
not about that one person who has it all, or the top 5 or the top 10. If you can make a YouTube channel in the fish keeping community and get people to watch and enjoy what you have to offer, then it's up to us all to share that content with other people that we think might like the same content.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's not just African cichlids and South American cichlids and planted tanks and saltwater tanks and reef tanks. Like, if there's something fun to watch, why wouldn't we all want to watch it, right?
Yep. Agreed. Agreed. But yeah, but it's all about being creative, creativity. I mean, that's what YouTube is for, creators. Every video every channel that tells you how to be successful on YouTube, it has the word creator somewhere in the channel name, because they're helping creators. So if you're a creator, you want to be creative, right? That's what it's all about, creativity.
Yeah, you have to be a creator. Very difficult nowadays for any small YouTube channel to get any relevance. And I'm not just talking about subscribers and viewers, because you can get, a few hundred, 500 to 1,000 subscribers, but there's so much pressure on you to make a video that's different, when really every YouTube fish video has been done a million times over.
That's
So
correct.
the pressure to get, let's say, the next 20-year-old who's got a absolutely gorgeous tank, but no editing skills, or the 20-year-old who has a gorgeous tank with editing skills. Just getting people to recognize you is extremely difficult in this community. So that's the importance of the, I guess, fish fam. And I'd love to see who coined the fish fam. Who's in charge of the fish fam?
Didn't Steamfod coin that phrase? It was Steamfod, or I think it was Steam. McElroy, one of those two guys, I believe.
Is it Corey? Is it
Yeah. Joe might
Joe?
know the answer to that if he's still in here, but I think it was either McElroy or Steenfott, one of those guys.
Well, that should be the mentality of everybody in the fish keeping community. There should never be any. I'm good at math. I'm not good at English, but there should never be any spitefulness or, anything that goes on for the YouTube community in a general like knowledge / happy way. Like everybody should just be happy. You don't want anybody stepping on anybody's toes, but it happens all the time because this is the world. But in the YouTube community, we should all be all. It should be all for one and one for all, because
Right.
everybody's trying to make it in the YouTube world and be relevant. And if you can stay relevant for a long time, that's a feat in itself. I.e., like Joey and Dustin. Those literally the only two guys you could possibly think of that have been in the YouTube aquarium world for so long but are still there every single day. Like I can't
Sean,
think of
too.
anyone else.
Sean Pectek. He's been on
Well,
here a long time, dude.
yeah, Sean's been here he's been doing it for over 8 years as well.
Yeah, a long time. A long time.
Sean's the man. He stayed with me, Greg, and Michael for Aquatic Experience. It was like he stayed with us for 4 days. It was in our B&B. It was awesome. He is a absolutely awesome dude.
I seen all of the crazy pictures and stuff you guys were posting.
So
hilarious.
Staying positive with the community, supporting new channels. I mean, I'm not saying like if a 14-year-old comes on and like has the worst video ever, you need to be like, hey, you got to sub this guy. But don't shut him down. Keep his attitude positive. Everybody deserves a shot, basically.
I mean, my whole thing is, if you come in one way, leave out that way. Just do it across the board. Don't be wishy-washy and do things just to have an agenda, just for the sake of doing it. I mean, if you're gonna be genuine, just be genuine. If you're gonna put something out there, put something out there. I mean, to each is their own. To each is their own. I've done a lot of things behind the scene. I don't broadcast like the stuff that I do. That's just me. That's not, I guess it's just not me, but I do a lot of stuff and I just don't broadcast it because I'm not looking for the praise for doing it. I'm not looking for the attention for doing it. I just do it because I wanted to do it.
Thank you, Lisa, for doing that.
Hey, Joe, who came up with the Fish Fam? Since I see you back in here.
Yeah. Go with Jay for like ask Jay to ask you one question so I can go take a pee.
What's up, guys? Does anybody know who coined the phrase "Fish Fam"? Mike was asking that. I don't know. I thought it was was it Stingfight or was it Corey? I think it was McElroy. I believe, right? Yeah, it's a. I like that though. Hashtag Fish Fam. Yeah, no, it wasn't McElroy. I thought it had to be like McElroy or Steenfight. Had to be. No, not Corey. That's weird. Oh, yeah, I don't know then.
So who did come up with the Fish Fam news?
Joe said not him. And he said not McElroy either.
Not Corey, Not him. Well, anyway, I absolutely love the Fish Fam news. I think it is a unbelievable idea for the YouTube community. He's like giving the news, letting everybody know like what this channel's up to, what this guy did today, and it kind of makes you want to like go to that channel where he can be like, "Hey, you know, MASS Aquariums had IFG on.
Yeah, you're right though. It
Come
does
out."
make you.
Or
It does make you go
like
to the channel.
Plywood Dildo. Go check out what he did.
It does make you go to the channel if you don't know who that channel was. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
So, what Joe's doing here, Joseph, JH Aquatics. I always say people go subscribe to him. And while you're at it, go subscribe to IFG. But he really puts in a lot of effort. Well, actually, I don't even know how much effort he put in. He could put in like 10 minutes worth of effort, but he puts probably a suit on that's never been washed ever. And it really has probably never been dry cleaned ever. It probably just hangs like behind a fish tank. It gets dirty water on it, and he's like, "Oh shit, I got to do the Fish Fam news. All right, let's throw this nasty ass suit on. Oh, here's my tie. Still been tied for like 3 years now."
That's insane.
But I love it. Don't you love it?
Yeah, I do. I do.
It's awesome. And this
I
family,
found a lot of cool channels on the through the Fish Fam news. A lot of cool channels.
yeah, I have actually subscribed to probably. All right, so if I'm just watching YouTube and something pops up on my feed, like there's probably a 10% chance I'll subscribe to that channel. When I watch Fish Fam news and he blips up what's happening, there's probably a 50% chance I'm going to subscribe to those channels, because now like I'm like, "Oh geez, I don't know this guy. That looks interesting. Boom, let's see what it's all about."
Right. I mean, for the aquatic experience, I seen him over there. I didn't know who he was at that point, but now that I think about it, I do remember him doing like interviews and whatnot. And I think he had like the little microphone thingy and everything, like a
Yeah, he had the suit
actual
on.
news.
He's got like a beard like me. He's got like the tan, Caribbean face with the slick back hair. He kind of looks like a fancy used car salesman, but like he's nice.
Fancy used car salesman, dude, you're insane.
All right, we got people in the chat telling me they've mailed me a whole bunch. Anybody in the chat, JH Aquatics, can you post your YouTube link, and IFG, go ahead and post your YouTube link too, because people need to subscribe to you, because you guys are putting out some really cool videos lately. I mailed you a Canada tie a month ago. There you go. Boom. We got 35 people watching. What time? Oh, it's we've been on it for an hour and 7, which is really good. If we can get to a 1:30, that'd be perfect. Anything less would even be perfecter. Does anybody have any questions for IFG? Because now is your chance. He's on live. Come on, ask him any type of questions, African cichlid questions, pond questions. He now has turtles, which I'm surprised Greg, who just busted out, he was having a fire and burning a bunch of stuff, didn't ask you any turtle questions, because he is the turtle guy himself.
Oh, Greg has turtles as well?
Greg has had turtles for years and years and years and years and years.
Nice.
His whole channel is basically turtles. He's like the aquatic community for turtles. Like, he is the turtle guy.
Oh, I'm going to be reaching out to him in that light then. He
has a 300-gallon, I think it's 3.
Yeah, I seen that big pond in the middle of his fish room.
Right. And so you go down there, right? And you're like, wow, you have like a million tanks and a pond in your basement, and it literally smells like nothing. Like, you think you're going to go down there, it's going to be humid as fuck. It's going to be like smelling gross and moldy. Like, if you have a 300-gallon open pond system and then like 30 tanks, you're like expected to go down to a basement full of like, I don't want to be here. Can we go hang out upstairs? But it's like, doesn't smell, it smells like absolutely nothing. It's just all the tanks look great. The pond, his filtration with his giant 55-gallon barrel filtration with whatever he's doing in his RO drip system, like he has anybody looking to learn and get schooled, go watch Greg Jones's channel. And it's not just because he's a great friend of mine and my business partner. It's because he has some very informational stuff, not stupid stuff like me, where I'm just like, hey, you want some easy filtration? Drink a Bud Light and do this, and then don't worry about it. Like he is Bill Nye, the science guy.
I'm definitely gonna reach out to him about turtles and whatnot.
Oh yeah, he's the turtle guy. He knows a whole bunch about turtles. Ooh, we get a long one from John Puterbaugh. Mike, I ordered my first My Aquarium Box yesterday. Planted. Payback for the vids and info you've provided since I started in the fish a few years ago. Thanks, man. Thank you, John, for your support. I do appreciate that. We'll be packing those boxes next Friday. Very excited. My basement is filling up, and Greg keeps texting me, I'm going to drop off this and drop off that, and so on and so forth. Keeps going and going and going. Fishy Snowman. Love these live streams. So much fun. Love the Fish Fam. I do love the Fish Fam. I wish I was part of the Fish Fam. Are we part of the Fish Fam? Do we have to like pay a subscription to be #Fish Fams?
Everybody's part of the Fish Fam.
Well, that's what I was thinking, but like I feel like it's like one of those clicks. Like I don't know. Like, are we all in the Fish Fam here?
Yeah, everybody's part of the Fish Fam.
I'm loving the fact that you schooled me. So IFG, Mr. Inquisitive Fish Guy, gave me a whole bunch of tips on my YouTube channel, which were super appreciated, by the way. I definitely will not tell any of you those tips. That's up to him because I'm keeping them all to myself. It improved my channel immensely. Now I get to give him tips and we get to see him doing live streams. I'm hoping within this month. I'm hoping in May we're going to see an IFG live stream.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to start getting into the live streams like the stuff we talked about earlier today. So I'm going to give it a try. It looks fairly simple, fairly easy. And then besides that, it's fun, man. So I'm going to definitely start doing some of these live streams on my channel.
I can't wait to see it. Daniel Quinn says, Mike, plug your root tabs. I'm really disappointed with the store-bought kind. I need incentive. You can get root tabs at shop.myaquariumbox.com. I will post the thingy right down here. But actually, you want to know what's awesome? I wish I could bring this computer webcam over to this thing. All this whole tank is inert sand except for the way back corner, and I've placed all root tabs just like in a row on this substrate. And there we go. IFG. I'm gonna do a video on this tonight. And the runners have ran all along the tank. It's absolutely amazing how much the rooted plants need that nutrients in the root.
I remember when you set that tank up, dude, that tank in the back. I remember there was barely any green in there. Now look at it.
Oh man, this thing, I've trimmed this thing. I have to trim this thing once a week and it's a pain in the ass. Everybody says reef tanks are so hard and freshwater tanks are easy. Well, after the 30 plus years of freshwater tank experience and maybe let's call it 3.5 years of saltwater tank experience, saltwater tanks are they may be finicky, but they're easy to keep. Like everything grows slow and it's beautiful, and you just like enjoy the fact that it's growing. With planted tanks, once you dial it in, shit grows like crazy, and you have to trim it, and constantly you got to get in there and trim it and propagate and propagate. Otherwise, it takes over everything. It just keeps on growing and growing and growing.
Man, my plants are growing like crazy, but I want them to grow like crazy because the shrimp can hide in like the the guppy grass and the java moss and the hornwort. So I kind of want mine to grow like crazy.
I
I'm gonna
love
start trimming it back in a few.
hornwort, hornwort, hornwort. Oh, man. All right, I got it. I love hornwort. I love that plant. I love the way it looks. I want you to get a pond when you move to your next house 45 minutes away and fill that thing with like frog bit.
I have some frog bit in my pond. I have frog bit. I have salvini. I have water lettuce in there. I have a lot, man. I have a lot of plants. Um, you know
That's what it's in there?
what's crazy though? That what's the one that like grows insanely quick and it'll take over before you know it?
Duckweed.
Duckweed, yeah.
Oh, that actually is a super nitrate buster. It's great, and a lot of people hate duckweed because of the rate it grows and how it blocks out the light, but you can totally like build a barrier with like some floating airline tubing, just stick it to one side of your pond, to the other side of your pond. You can use black or clear or blue. Probably like black would be best in the pond.
And it'll stay over there, right?
Oh yeah, well the duckweed just will never go past that floating airline, and you could just scoop it up with your hand and dump it. Like literally every day, you can go in there with your giant hand and friggin' scoop it up and dump it. And by the time you get home from work, it'll be filled again with duckweed. That's how fast it multiplies. But you can control it with floating airline tubing, anything like that will float. What are those friggin' things you jump in the pool with, like the kids jump in the pool with? Those like noodles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you can find a small noodle to trap the duckweed on one side of the tank where the light, or one side of the pond where the light like kind of touches, and then the other side is all clear, you'll just grow that duckweed and it'll suck up those nitrates. Like, I love duckweed. Everybody hates duckweed, but if you know how to control it, it's awesome.
I might yeah. I was supposed to be getting some. Dang it, man! I forgot to send this guy the money for some plants. Snap! I'll do it tomorrow.
Fishy Snowman's asking me to open up the chat. Joe says, Mike, did you catch that? Finally came to me. David Betancourt was the one who came. Okay, yep. Okay, so David Betancourt, I do not know, but Fish Fam is awesome, and I love the Fish Fam news. Joseph Lambert, dilly dilly. I'm gonna open up. Do you IFG? Do you have another, like, let's call it another 20 minutes? We'll open up the chat. I'll post a link, and people can come in, and they'll probably be asking you a bunch of questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
You good?
Yep.
All right. I gotta do this first, but if you want to read any questions in the chat while I get this set up, that'd be awesome.
Hold on one second. Mm-hmm.
All righty. What? Unlucky Eddie said Boston just lost. That is very sad. Okay, on to the next game. How to sex neon tetras? I have no clue. That would be a miracle. All right,
neon
folks. You're there, IFG. I am posting the link. I know Google Hangouts only allows like 10 people. So go for it, Fishy Snowman. Hopefully that works for you guys. And then I'm not
Hold
going to
on.
do like a whole giant, 4-hour live stream.
Hold
Can
on,
do
real
like
quick. Hold on. Be right back.
25 minutes or so. Fishy Snowman jumped on super quick. Look at him.
What's up?
What's up, brother?
Chilling, guys.
Oh, look at that nice reef tank. I think my next live stream, I'm going to bring the laptop downstairs and do the whole thing in front of my gorgeous reef tank instead of my planted tank.
Dude, I love the live streams. Mike, you're killing it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I love the support, by the way.
Yeah, you're one of my favorite live streams. I'm not going to lie, man.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, Lisa's telling me to take the link down. Let's see how I do that. Oh, okay. Can you not do that, Lisa? I'm literally computer illiterate, but we got Fishy Snowman with his gorgeous tank. Looks really good. Hey, why don't you, Fishy, is your tank just being shown by your computer screen or is it your cell phone or what? Like, can you
It's
get us
just,
some close-ups and go over your tank? Because everybody would love to see it, I'm sure.
yeah, awesome, man. It's just, let me just start off by saying I've been watching YouTube videos. Mike, I've been watching you since the Planet Tank stuff, and that's my big, that's what I'm known for is my Planet Tanks. But I got into the saltwater reef tank stuff because I got into shrimp tanks, and I was killing a lot of shrimps because I have well water. So I bought an RO system, and my shrimps are thriving now. And that's how I got into the saltwater tank. Are you guys hearing me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. So since I got an RO system, I said I can do. I love watching all you guys' videos, and I was like, I'm going to try saltwater because I'm really into it. And I'm more than the fish and stuff. I love the plants and the reef and the corals. So that's how I started a little 25-gallon lagoon from Innovative Marine, and I said I'm going to take it slow. I started this tank up last October, so it's about 7 months now, and I heard zoanthids are the easy beginner corals.
I was gonna say your whole tank is like has some really, really gorgeous zoas, and like it's all zoas.
That's what I'm doing. So I started this tank. I did a lot of research. I didn't jump into anything. I was really slow and nervous about starting into saltwater because, I never did it before, and I've always wanted to. But all you hear as a beginner is it's hard, it's hard, it's hard, it's saltwater. But that's all you hear from the freshwater side. So I'm like, no, I don't want to spend a lot of money. I'm so deep into it already with freshwater. I'm not. No, I don't want to do this. But getting the RO system and dealing with shrimps has really, and it's not hard. Anybody who's in this stream and listening, saltwater is not hard. I just want everybody to understand, don't be afraid from this stuff. Just like Mike always says in his videos, this stuff, I don't want to say it's easy, but it's just a learning experience. Just take your time, do your research, and none of this stuff is hard. I mean,
How many gallons is that one?
What's that?
How many gallons is your tank?
This is just a 25-gallon. Like I said, and this is only 7 months into it. I'm not by any means saying I'm professional or pro at this stuff. But what I've learned is from the beginning, it was like everybody said, "Oh, zoanthus is easy. It's not easy from what I see. A lot of people have problems growing zoanthids. But I'm gonna get in a little closer and just
Mike, how big was that reef that you did? It was a 10-gallon, right? The one, no sump, no skimmer, or is that the 40?
no, I don't
Both
have a
my
sump. I don't have a skimmer going. I don't. I mean, I did have a skimmer for a little while. I took it off. I mean, a lot depends on your bio load, from what I learned.
No, no, no. I was asking Mike about his 10-gallon. Am I saying that right? 10-gallon, or was that the 40?
I've never had a sump or a skimmer on any of my tanks.
Yeah.
10 gallon. Now I'm running a 13.5 Evo and still the 40, and it's all running on like hang on back with filter floss, media, Chemi Pure Blue. That's it. No sump, no skimmer. You can make it happen, like Fishy Snowman says, easily, but that's probably the wrong word. Easily. Low
The right word,
maintenance.
the right word, Mike, is you got to just do your homework, and it's not hard. Am I correct?
I wouldn't say it's not hard. I would just say
What
you.
about challenging? Is that a good word? Challenging?
No, not challenging. It's up to the individual that's going to make it difficult. Like if you're lazy, yeah, it's
Well,
going to be
yeah, of
hard.
course. It's
If
all what you put
you're
into it. If you do your
just willing
research and
to
your
put
homework,
a little bit of work into it, then you can certainly make your tank benefit your lifestyle. If you like to fiddle and if you're a techie, then you'll love saltwater tanks because you can buy a whole bunch of equipment and fiddle with your tanks all the time. But there's certainly a way to make a tank thrive for what you're willing to put into it. Now, by that I mean if you're whatever you're willing to put in your tank, that's what it's going to be, and you can get away with awesome he's got a whole Zoa tank, and I can see the Zoa starting to. Damn, gorgeous, amazing. I love that type of stuff, but it's just what you're willing to put into the tank.
Man, CJ, he put in work, man. I've been sub to CJ ever since he kept African cichlids, and for a long time, he shared his journey, and he has had several reefs, and his tank looks amazing. But he has a lot of other stuff to go along with it, as well as Pelfrey's Reef.
yep, I know who you're talking about, IFG.
Yeah, I love the blues on your tank right now. It really makes the Zoas pop. And if those Zoas start to like populate like crazy, and you can keep the water, whatever they need to survive, like that's what I mean by easy. Like if your corals are thriving and whatever maintenance you're doing, don't change it. Just leave it how it is. If the more corals you get, you might need to do a more frequent water change to add the elements if you're not dosing.
I
But
agree.
like his tank is going to be absolutely beautiful if those zoas cover all the rocks. It's going to be like
Yeah,
amazing, and it's
I'm real.
nothing that you have to stress out about.
Mike. That's my plan. I'm becoming a Zoa fanatic. I'm not gonna lie.
You sound like my friend Larry.
Okay, I'm a New Yorker. I'm hardcore New Yorker.
Yeah, that's what you sound like. My friend, he's
I
from New
know.
York, and he's just like, it's the New York and the Boston accent is a little bit. It's more similar than it's not similar.
Yeah, it's all good. I love Boston. I got good friends in Boston, so it's all good.
Your right now with the blues on, your tank looks amazing because I myself love zoanthids. It's a coral that you can
Hey,
pick
Mike.
so many different colors. I wish that
Mike.
I could make them thrive in my tanks, but they grow and then they die, and I don't know why, and
I
it's
know.
very
I know. I
frustrating.
hear that a lot, and that worries me a little bit. I've been doing crazy research on this stuff. Believe me, I'm dosing iodine a little bit, but I'm a little scared about it. I'm really particular about it, and I just got a bottle of vitamin C. I hear that vitamin C is crucial to zoanthids as well, but like I said, I'm new, so I don't want to. I'm not saying I don't want to practice and preach anything. This is just what I'm learning.
Well, if I could give you some advice, it would be don't do two things at once. Like if
Right.
you hear this is good, like just do that and see what
Right.
happens.
Yeah.
If you hear something else is good, don't like add it up, because then if something goes wrong, you don't know if it's the vitamin C or if it's the this. Like just start with one thing, and then if that theme seems to make them flourish and you're staying on a scheduled regimen of water changes or not water changes, really it's all about consistency, and you don't want to
Yeah.
like change a whole bunch of things at once.
I
And
agree.
that's with every fish tank. You don't want to just like change everything at once. I mean, that's just life in itself, really.
Right, I agree. Hey, Mike, what happened to J Dub? I know he has that. What's the name of his where he sells the frags and whatnot?
Fragriculture.
Fragriculture. Yeah.
He runs Facebook. He doesn't do YouTube anymore. He runs Facebook Fragriculture auctions, and he has actually a ton of my corals are from him, and none of them have ever like died or just like came in crappy. They've always come in and they thrive. Uh, um, Jordan, it's just basically Fragriculture on Facebook. You can go hit him up. Lisa says, Steve Ninja has a great question. Where is Steve Ninja? Steve Ninja, Steve Ninja. What is the question? I'm thinking you should go and ask about the GFO. I'm unfamiliar with that. GFO is granular ferric oxide, and it'll strip a ton of phosphates, and it'll basically strip everything from your tank. I tried that in my 40 gallon, and I think I was stripping way too much. I think GFO is good if you have a big tank and you can run a reactor on a bigger saltwater tank. If you're trying to run it on like a 40, or I guess I would say even a 75, and you're stripping, too much from the water, especially if you're not dosing, I would steer clear from GFO.
What about that stuff, Reefroid? I hear a lot of people talking about Reefroids. Is that any good?
I've never actually heard of that product. Reef War?
Roids, like
Oh,
steroids.
Reefroids. Yeah. So Reefroids is great for big tanks when you have lots of corals. So folks, I'm going to try to make it extremely simple for how I see it. If you have one tank with corals and a water change is sufficient enough to replenish the corals with what they need, then you're fine. Once you start adding Reefroids, which is an extremely great product, I've never heard anything bad about Reefroids. Your corals will grow, they will respond, but that's a lot of nutrients that you're putting into your tank. Your corals will not intake all those nutrients. I would say unless you're spot feeding right on the polyps or the heads, even still, I bet that they only take in 25% of what you're putting in the tank. So now you're adding a bunch of nutrients to your tank, and only 25% of that is what your corals are taking up. Now, so that means your filtration has to take up 75%, or your nutrient import is greater than your nutrient export. And when that happens, you get all sorts of cyano, you get hair algae, and this goes for freshwater or saltwater, folks. If your nutrient import is greater than your export, you're going to have problems. Let's make it simple with a freshwater tank like this behind me. If I dump a bunch of flake food in here that my fish can't consume, and it all floats to the bottom and starts to rot away, and the plants can't intake that, there are going to be problems in my tank, just like saltwater, and it happens way too often in saltwater. Overfeeding your fish is the biggest killer of any tank. And I don't mean killer like you're going to kill your fish. It's the destroyer of tanks.
Yep.
Frustration among frustration, as well as overfeeding your reef tanks, whether it's overfeeding your fish or trying to get your corals to grow fast by pumping a bunch of nutrients in that tank that you can't get rid of. And I'm sorry for rambling, but this is a very passionate subject of mine. And this is how I keep all my tanks looking great, is I'm not underdoing it, but you never want to overdo it. Okay, folks? Nutrient import needs to be way less than your export. Or otherwise, you're going to run into a ton of problems.
Agreed.
And that's what I got to say on that. Look at this. We got Eddie. He's about to skin a squirrel. Oh my God. Oh no, that's a cat. Sorry.
Well, just popping in to show you what I've got going for a stand so far.
He's got a fish rack with a bow and arrow behind it, just in case he needs to kill his cat.
Never trust a cat.
You never can trust a cat. Welcome, Eddie. Eddie, who is way out on the West Coast, who's originally from New Hampshire. If you couldn't tell, his Boston accent is 20 times worse than mine. I don't even know if he's really from New Hampshire.
Born and conquered.
Born and conquered guy, four-wheeler. He's here.
Just popping in.
I love Pittsburgh, New Hampshire. Are you familiar with Pittsburgh, New Hampshire?
Yeah, I'm a little familiar with it.
All right. I'm a big snowmobiler.
Well, I'm from born and conquered. I lived in Conway, so
okay.
Everybody knows Conway.
And Fishy Snowman's from New York. We got friggin' Unlucky Eddie from New Hampshire, who lives in, where you live, Utah now?
Unfortunately,
he lives in Utah. But me and Fishy are on the East Coast, where you can actually do whatever you want. But I'm sure there's a mountain lying right outside your door with some squirrels.
Hey, is that stand made? Is that metal? What is that?
That's metal.
Did you weld it at all, or did it come?
No welds. It's a shelving unit that can handle up to 1,600 pounds of pallets per shelving.
Where'd you buy that from?
I acquired it from work.
Acquired. I like that word, acquired.
One of the great things about living out here in Utah is I get all the free freaking fossilized coral I want.
Awesome.
Oh, that is nice.
Hey, Mike.
And how long do you actually have to boil fossilized coral?
You don't have to boil it.
Oh, that looks just like the regular, like, white dead coral you would buy at any local fish store. That looks awesome.
Can you raise that up a little because I can't really see it.
Hold it up, Eddie.
Oh yeah, nice.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
I got about 70 pounds of it sitting out in the yard right now.
70 pounds?
Wow.
I think you have a giant 120-gallon reef tank you need to be starting right now. But how far is the nearest store that you could buy a saltwater fish?
What's going on?
Eddie, are you there?
Eddie looks like he dropped out.
No, I still see him.
All right, Snowy Fishman from New York.
Oh yeah, there he is. He's back.
Do you plan on adding any more corals to that tank, or is it just going to be zoas?
God, dude, in 2 weeks. Me and Billy Pipes are heading to New Jersey to a private little garage, which I'm very excited about. And then another couple of weeks later from that, we got Reefapalooza, where I plan on meeting up with you and shaking your hand.
I will not be at Reefapalooza, but I will be at aquatic experience.
All right, I'll see you
October,
there.
I think it's what, October 18th to the 21st or something.
Yep, I'll see you there. That's my first one.
If it's not 4 feet of snow, I'll be there as well.
No, come on, that's October.
We will be there. What are those frag racks? Those are gorgeous with the
Ocean Box
blues
design.
bouncing off the plastic and making it green.
Oh
That
my
is
God, I
that
love
is
them.
really cool.
Mike, listen to me right now. You had a fish jump out a couple months ago. Am I right?
I did.
Okay, I got something exclusive for you. I have it. I just got it today. I didn't even make a video yet. So I'm going to show you what I got. It's called safe top lids on top of my tank. So my fishies will not be jumping out no more. I'm going to show it to you right now.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook, right?
You saw it on Instagram, maybe.
And maybe Instagram. You posted it on Instagram or Facebook, one of those,
Yeah,
right?
just recently. But hear me out. I got something different. I got in contact with these guys, and they were so nice. I got to say, these people to deal with were incredible. So nobody has this. I'm the only guy who has this right now. They made a little groove in here for my acrylic rod. It's 1/16 acrylic rod that fits right in the groove, and it's going to go all around the tank. I just have a couple of pieces that I have to get some more. And this lid is incredible. It is so nice, man. You feed the fish. Oh my God. I just got this today.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish up.
It is just, I got one of a kind. Like my whole scheme is like a whole acrylic green theme going on. And this tank is for my first saltwater tank. I'm really OCD about stuff. And it is just, it's coming to life, and I am so happy. I'm spending a lot of money. I'm not going to lie. For a little tank that I have, I'm dropping a lot of coin, but I'm a little crazy. I'd rather wait. If I can't get something that's top notch, I'll wait another month to get it to get the best stuff. That's the way I am. I've been doing this.
That's the way I am too. Buy the best stuff, and then you never have to buy it again.
Yeah, I'd rather wait longer and deal with stuff, and I just like nice stuff. I've been doing this too long.
So the top you have is absolutely gorgeous, as well as the frag racks. It's beautiful. It's seamless. It's gorgeous. But even though I have an auto top off on my tank,
I got the same auto top off you have.
I don't want to run that thing 24/7 with an open top, even if it's mesh. I prefer to have an acrylic or a glass top that the evaporation hits the top, goes down below, and my auto top off lasts, let's say, I don't know, 6 weeks to 2 months, as opposed to I'm filling this thing up every couple weeks because it's an open top. Now, while the fish can't get out, the evaporation is insane when you don't have a closed top.
I fill my auto top off. I mean, it depends. But I definitely, I work a lot. Sometimes I work overtime, so I prepare myself where I don't come home for a good week, and I fill my tank off every Sunday, religiously. I fill my auto top off, and I've been safe so far.
Right. No, I just don't have it in me to. I want a top like you have with the mesh and that little feeding hole, but I want the mesh to be acrylic so that the evaporation bounces off and drips back in. And my auto top off doesn't need to be touched for months and months and months.
And
because
I'm not
it's such a pain to come downstairs and you're checking everything, and then your reservoir is like empty all the time because you have no evaporation control, I guess, if I'm making any sense.
No, I get it. But for what I paid for this lid, people would think I'm crazy. But it's custom made. They did something that nobody has for me. It's a groove in there, and you know, it goes with my tank, and you know, I just like nice stuff. Like that's just I like
It's
different
gorgeous.
stuff.
And all the zoas look absolutely beautiful. I'm dying to get IFG to break out of his comfort zone. Maybe when he moves, instead
I
of
see IFG all over on Instagram and stuff. IFG, you don't have a saltwater tank?
Not yet. So this is my plan. I'm gonna do like a small nano tank, like a Shelly tank, with some real nice manzanita wood. One of those upscale aquascape aquariums, and then I'm gonna do like a reef aquarium as well. So that's kind of like my plans. Mike has,
Okay.
Mike has been trying to get me to do salt water for like 4 years, dude. Like calling me on the phone and not like YouTube, like on the real actual cell phone. Like, dude, what are you doing?
Do it, man. You got friends, man. You got friends now, man. Mike will help you. It's not hard, man. And I know you're not worried about this. If you've been fish tanking as long as I know you have, you don't got to worry, man.
yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
it's
I was
water
worried.
changes. And if
I
you got a big
was-
system and you got the bankroll, listen, this is
I'm
the two things for a saltwater tank. If you know what you're doing with any type of fish tank, you can have a saltwater tank, very easy budget, easy maintenance, and have a beautiful tank. And if you got a bankroll, you can make any tank you want and get all the fancy equipment, and you're going to do the exact same thing. You can go both ways. And
Man,
I know you got the bankroll.
I like Pelfrey's setup, dude. That red reefer. I like that red reefer setup that he has. That's a pretty
I love that.
Yeah, I might go with something like that for my first one.
The Red Sea Reefer 250, I think he has. I don't know what he has.
Yeah, something like that.
It's gorgeous. It's an all-in-one.
Nice tank.
It's absolutely beautiful. Oh, someone else in here? I just saw another tank. Or was that you fishing?
That's me.
Oh, what do you got going there?
What are those?
This is my little boost. This is my little boost frag tank, if you want to call it.
Is that a Kessel you got on there?
Yes, it is.
Oh yeah, double Kessels.
Do Kessels, because the controller can work 2 tanks. So
goosenecks.
Yep. This is just the beginning stage of this system.
I can't see it, man. Put it on the screen, on the monitor.
Oh, yeah. Oh no, he's got to talk. Oh, I can click it on the screen.
I don't know how to do that.
Just talk, and it'll show up, I believe, right?
I have literally never seen a frag rack for plants.
Oh, this is your
like that.
First time, baby.
That looks really, really cool.
Dude,
you do have a YouTube channel, don't you?
I do, but I'm not really popular. I'm new.
All right, well, post it right in the chat so people can subscribe, because this is what people want to watch, and you need to do videos on this kind of shit.
I know. You know what? I'm a little skittish, and I'm just getting into this stuff, and I just enjoy this stuff, and I'm a hobbyist just like you guys. And
man, I need some of those plants for my turtle pond, dude. You need to...
The turtles will eat this stuff up.
What is that? Is that guppy grass, or is that java and jase? What is that in the back?
So when you say what is that, I don't. What do you mean? What do you
looks like in jase that carpeted, or is that is that Monte Carlo? What is that carpet looking frag back there?
Wait, you talking about the one right there?
Yeah, to the right, on the right-hand side, on the second shelf.
That right there is flame moss.
I need some of that, dude.
Dude, I got you, man. Look at this. Dude, I'm a fanatic, man. Let me tell you right now. I love moss. This is some of my my stuff. I sell this stuff on Facebook like crazy.
Where
I
at
have
on
my own
Facebook?
Facebook page. It's called I'll put a link in when I get a chance.
Well, goddamn, when were you gonna say that shit?
All right, I got Fishy's all his stuff on camera. It's not going to change no matter who talks. Here's your
But
chance. Post.
look, man, I'm just a fish hobbyist guy like all you guys. I'm just trying to get in. You know, I love the hobby, and I can't even express like
Dude,
how
send me
much I'm
something.
into this stuff. I'm a fanatic, just like all you guys are. I've been in behind the scenes all the time, watching videos like all you guys. But I finally learned how to do all this stuff, and I'm no pro at editing. But I'm just a rookie, guys, and who loves this stuff. That's it, man. Nothing fancy.
We don't care, dude.
That's
What's
all
that?
you need. You need to have
What's that
passion,
blade?
and you're good to go, man.
That's it, man. I got passion.
What's that blade at the top shelf, far left?
That's flame moss.
No, the blast front, dude. Come on, dude.
What?
This is like probably one of the best freshwater like frag racks I've ever seen, and I've never seen a freshwater frag rack.
Where's the Facebook group link? Where's that?
Oh God, Busa Philandisa, Moss, and Shrimp Lovers.
Put it in the chat, dude.
I got a Facebook page, and it's my group, and I got like almost 2,000 members in it now, and a lot of people from overseas, man. It's insane. Like I can't even control the page sometimes. But
put the link up on in the chat.
I will.
So that blade is what is that blade called?
The best wrench on the planet. Literally, if anybody is ever doing a live stream, I would just like to give a shout out to Lisa from Canada. She is the best wrench ever. She's posting links. She's destroying messages. She's telling me to do this and do that.
No,
it's just
Lisa's
like my wife,
awesome.
Basically, but for YouTube.
She's good people, Lisa. I don't know her, but I love her.
Dude, you need to. Yeah, we need to talk.
Oh, that is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. Really cool. I think YouTube needs a video not only on the Kessels you're running, because all right, you need to pay attention here. A ton of people have a lot of questions.
I'm not even looking at
Kessels.
I'm not even looking at the comments right now.
Now, they may be the shit for saltwater, or, a lot of people run Kessels on freshwater for years and years and years. But a video on your Kessel run here with a freshwater frag rack, like this is gold right here. This needs to be documented.
Hold on, but there's a difference now. We're not talking stem plants. And we're not.
Oh no, they're all. You can clearly see what they're all in.
Yeah. Well, I got to be specific now because there's a lot of controversy about Kessel and growing plants and freshwater plants. But I'm not growing stem plants. Nothing's planted in the gravel.
Yeah, that's what I need. That's what I need. Well, I have like what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna float it because I have little pieces of floating driftwood for the, I use them as basking landings for the turtles. All of them have like little holes where I can insert stuff and whatnot. But like that moss, dude, I need that for my shrimp tank. I need those plants.
Let me turn you around now. Hold on, I got a shrimp tank. I want to show you something. This is my little 5-gallon shrimp tank. I'm gonna blow your mind now. This thing is awesome. This is one of my most favorite tanks.
Moss.
And that's called willow moss.
Some sage.
Dwarf sage and willow moss. This willow moss is golden stuff. This stuff grows so nice.
Where is it? I don't see it.
You don't see it?
No.
It's the whole tank.
Oh, I see it now. I see it.
This is a little 5-gallon tank, a Spec 5, a Fuvu Spec 5. This thing is set it and forget it. I haven't touched this tank. All I do is top it off. Once in a while, I clean the filter when I'm feeling froggy. But they are breeding in this tank like there's no tomorrow. It's amazing.
I have that same Sag. What are those blades? Is that the moss or no? What are those blades?
What is what?
Those blades.
Blades.
Yeah, those blades of grass.
Dwarf
What
Sag.
type of plant is
This
that?
is dwarf sag. And this is willow moss. There's only 2 type of plants in this tank: dwarf sag
so
and willow moss.
I have that same Sag. What about that moss? Do you have any of that as well?
Oh yeah, I got plenty, dude. I bought. Let me tell you a funny story. IFG. I bought this on a whim. I didn't know what it was, and I was like, man. I put it in my tank, and I was like, man, it don't look so good. Once this stuff starts to grow, this stuff is awesome. I made selling this stuff on Facebook. I've made a nice, substantial amount of money just supporting my hobby. This stuff is hot, and it's awesome. You can grow it so easy in almost any tank.
Yeah, I need that, dude.
Dude, willow moss. Remember what I tell you, willow moss. This stuff is hot, and if you need some, let me know. I'll hook you up.
Yeah, I do. I need it.
Yeah, my stuff is super clean, no algae. I mean, there is snails in this tank, so I don't. But your cichlids will eat that shit right up.
Right. I'm not gonna put it in the cichlid tank. I'm gonna dip it anyway, though. I'm gonna dip the plant, so even if it has snails or snail eggs, I'll be good.
No.
I always dip before I introduce to the aquarium, so I'll be okay.
All right. Well, that was a perfect business opportunity for the snowy fishman.
Like, why aren't you posting any of this shit on YouTube, dude? What the hell are you doing? He needs to be posting that stuff, right, Mike?
Oh yeah. Well, we're gonna put him up on the thing. He needs to be posting more YouTube stuff.
I do. I slack at that stuff, guys. I'm sorry.
No need to be sorry, man. You could really just looking at that planted frag rack. I really haven't seen that often as well.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Really cool.
Mike, that's my new thing. I'm hot on that stuff, man. I remember you posting the videos about the Kessels, and I was like, Mike, I just got some of this stuff, and that's my new thing. And I don't know if you remember the comment, but I was like, I just got this, and I'm gonna, I had a Kessel for the longest time, and I was like, I just got another one for Christmas. The only thing I'm upset with Kessel is the sunrise sunset. It doesn't do a full sunrise sunset, and that bothered me. They don't tell you that.
I'm running my Kessel off the what do you call it? The spectral controller.
Right, and so am I.
And I tried to do like a complete ramp up to ramp down, but I don't think there's enough points of ramp up and ramp down.
The lowest point just pops on. Am I right?
Yeah.
And that
they should, instead of like, what do they give you? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, like what do they give you? 6? They should give you like 12. It should be a 12-hour up and down.
It should be the minimal. It should slowly come on, just like it does my reflight, and it doesn't do that. And that's where Kessel's hurting. This day and age, they need to step that up.
Yeah, I agree.
You're paying $100 for that controller. It's $100, and they dropped the ball on that. They need to upgrade that. I mean,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
big time.
That's my only beef with Kessel.
But Sean did a video on a light, dude. I don't remember the name of it. I'll probably hit him up tomorrow, or because I'm pretty sure he's asleep right now. And the light he did, he compared it to the Kessel, and it actually outdid the Kessel, and it had a few more features, and it was cheaper, dude. So I'm gonna hit him up in the morning and ask him about that light again. And it's a gooseneck, just like the Kessel.
Well, they all come standard, and then you have to order the gooseneck separate, because you can suspend them or you can gooseneck them.
Damn. So they're making a killing if you have to buy the gooseneck separately.
Oh, you
Oh,
got to
yeah.
buy everything separate from Kessel, man.
SOBs.
Yeah.
We have actually, I'm curious about this. We have a comment from Lauret311. Mike, I saw a video about you on JB channel. What's the story with that?
Who the hell is JB?
So I don't know about that, but I would answer any question you have. Cruz with the first super chat. Cheers, Cruz. I love you, brother. You've
Mike?
been
Who is
on
JB?
every super chat for the $20 super chat. And if you would have done $28.49, I would have bought another 30 pack. Thank you, Cruz.
Who in the hell is JB? Never heard of that.
I don't know. Lisa Fishy Snowman, Cruz, what is your Facebook page's name? Can you post it in the comments?
Oh, God. Okay. I got to do this.
No, man, post
Cruz.
a link. Don't just post the name where you can just click on it.
Cruz just posted a super chat. $20. Believe it or not, that's the first super chat of the night. We've been on for, like 2 hours. So Cruz, thank you so much. Cruz drops, shit, a double 20 super chat. I'm sure he's on the couch with his wife, no, his wife's working, actually. She's a nurse. And he's just had way too many beers, and he's dropping super chats like crazy. Let's get Cruz on here. Cruz, you want to jump on here? I will post a link for you to jump on the super chat. Double super chats for Cruz. Anybody doesn't know? Oh, what? Who? Replicax again. He was in the other night. A $50 super chat.
Wow.
The super chats are getting cranked out like
Awesome.
crazy.
Good for you, Mike. Good for you.
Thank you. I appreciate everybody doing a super chat. $50 super chat. That is amazing. And Replicax or Replica, I don't know how you pronounce it. Oh my God, Cruz, another 20. This Cruz is seriously had way too many beers. He is at least coming home, and maybe his wife's off tonight, and she's just like headed to the bedroom. We need to watch movies, and Cruz is like, I'm gonna super chat the shit out of Mike's channel, left and right.
Or she pissed him off.
The problem is now I'm gonna see Cruz at AE, and I will have to buy him a steak dinner at the most expensive steak restaurant, and he deserves it.
Kel, I'm going to hang out with you guys at AE.
Thank you so much, Cruz. You are crazy. Go to bed, put on Netflix, and have a quick couple puffs, and head off to Night Land and watch the Netflix with your wife before you drop too many super chats. I'm going to have to give you some of these super chats back. I love you, Cruz. Great job. Cheers. Dilly dilly. Everybody who's actually here, let's dilly to
dilly, baby. Woo!
To Cruz. If you got a beer, drink it up. To Cruz. $60 super chats, 3 in a row. And Reflex, a $50 super chat. Amazing.
Damn, kid.
That was amazing, folks. So I can't thank you very much. Are you serious? Is this an algorithm?
You know why? It's Fishy Snowman.
Is this a computer generated?
It's Fishy Snowman.
Oh, shit. Replica just said, Cruz is dropping 40. Another 40. And Replica says he's got to drop for a fellow masshole. Oh, my God. Now oh, Jesus, what do I have to do? This is like a super chat war here. All right. I got to go down here. There's probably nothing I can talk about right now besides Replica doing double $50 super chats, supporting a fellow masshole. Well, if you're from Mass, then we are massholes, and you can just find me, and I will help you with whatever you need. That's how we do this in Mass. Cruz is dropping super chats like it's his job. Another $40 super chat. The Cruz has dropped. I can't even count it up. Super chats galore. Amazing. All right, Cruz. This is obviously going to be on camera, and I've obviously told you a trillion times. But now the steak dinner is officially on me. That like $50 fillet. Count it down. On me. And you definitely need to go to bed. You've had way too many beers tonight. No. Unlucky Eddie, I will never go to New Hampshire to get good beers because I have plenty of good beers right around me here in Massachusetts. The super chat is crazy right now. It's been like super slow the whole time, but I've had a great time talking to my boy IFG. Fishy Snowman's here. IFG drops a super chat. Look at this guy. The own interviewee is dropping a super chat. So we've got crazy super chats here.
What is it called?
Cruz, do you want to get on here? Because I feel like you guys deserve a chance to at least rant for like an hour. Cruz. All right. Steve Ninja says, hey, much. Oh, GFO. No, I do not want GFO. I'm actually like, I can't even focus right now. I need to like decompress. Cruz, IFG, and Replica. I don't even know how you say that. Repliclax. Anyway. Replica, Cruz, and IFG have just dropped like crazy super chats. Can't even focus right now. But Cichlid Nez is in the house. I haven't heard. Oh my god, I haven't heard from this guy in like years. Like this is like a OG YouTube guys from years and years and years ago. Replica X. Unlucky Eddie says that's how you say it. Replica X. Well, Replica X. Amazing. Thank you so much. Fishy Snowman and IFG are still here.
I'm
Looks
telling
like
you. Friday night.
Friday night. It is 11:07 on the East Coast, and it's gorgeous out. My tank is about to shut down, but we do have Fishy Snowman's oddly weird and beautiful frag tank planted. Has anyone ever seen this on YouTube? And if you have, maybe I'm just out of the loop.
Mike, you might be onto something. Maybe I got to step it up a game.
No, I'm not onto anything. You're onto something.
All right. Cool.
That is, I've said it. I said it a half hour ago. That is gorgeous. That needs to be videoed and just beautiful. Really, really cool.
Thanks, bro.
I'm still like super shocked by Cruises and Replicex. Like the super chats are going cray. They must have just took like, that last bong hit before bed.
You know what, Mike? Seriously, I'm gonna, you guys like, New York City and Jersey and New Jersey and stuff. You can, I don't want to say, you can get stuff, but it's definitely getting harder. But the moss world, planted fish tanks, if you're into shrimps and stuff, the moss world, there is some rare mosses that are crazy that people fight over. If you put it on Facebook auction, the bids go for $50, $60. It's almost became like corals. And the same with Busa forlandisa, the stuff that grows on the rocks, like that I'm pointing at right here. These plants, the micro, people are crazy about it. And it's a big fad. I mean, I know maybe some people in the saltwater world don't realize it, but this is very slow going stuff. And people are fanatic about it. I mean, you got some hot stuff. People, I mean, I post stuff on Facebook, and I don't even know the people, and they're starting to hit me up on Messenger like crazy.
Well, I'd actually love to hear if Cruz is up and he wants to come on. I'll post a link. I've been a lot of live streams, my own, other people's. Cruz knows so much about the scientific behind what it is. So quickly, if Cruz, if you're up to it, I'll post a link again. You can jump on and school some of these people. He is so knowledgeable, it's ridiculous. You see my tanks and you're like, you see me doing low-tech stuff, and but I am by no means an expert. Like, he's got some real knowledge to drop, which is really fantastic just to even listen to and ask questions.
Is he into freshwater?
Yeah, he does it all. I mean, he's been around forever.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I'm just, like I said, I've been into freshwater for so long. My new thing is low tech. I'm tired of trimming. I don't want to come home and trim a plant. The carpets and stuff like that, to trim that, and the time that it takes to clean that up and make your tank look good, I'm done with that stuff. It's a lot of work. So shout out to people who really like that stuff and make it look good, because it's a lot of work. Yeah,
it is. It can be a lot of work. You can do it simple, but to make something that beautiful, it definitely isn't a neglect sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you got over there, IFG? Chomping on some candy? I'd love to get Cruz in this chat with all these super chats he's dropping. IFG is out like a trout.
And that's my little simple guppy tank.
Oh, look at that. How gorgeous that is. That is also beautiful.
Dude, that's my simple, forget it and set it. I feed them. I don't do much. Once in a while, I just trim a little bit, take care of the filter, and that's it.
All right, Cruz, I got you a rain check. Thank you so much for the super chats. Just greatly appreciated. Consider it in the bank for your steak dinner. Fishy Snowman. Let's talk about this tank. That tank is absolutely gorgeous.
Dude, this is pearlweed, mini Renicky. I'm so bad at saying that word. So, and that's it. I mean, I got 2 plants in this tank, and the guppies. It's just my little fun. When I was a kid, I started with freshwater guppies, and they've been in my heart ever since. So a couple of years ago, I was like, I just want to set up a tank and enjoy it. When I come down here and I frag stuff, or I make moss pads, or I make stuff, to propagate for a little, make some money on Facebook and sell stuff. So this is my tank when I sit in front of my desk here or my table that I look at when I'm doing all my little fun stuff. And I love it. And I do almost nothing to this tank, and it's thriving.
Yeah, it looks absolutely gorgeous. It's absolutely amazing. Pearlweed really, everybody thinks, dwarf tear, baby dwarf tears, but it's a actually great plant to start with because it grows so rapidly and you can trim it as you want it to, and it's just going to keep on growing. So it's not
Right.
like a real frustrating plant for like a new plant a tank beginner. You can grow it easily.
Yeah. If I added CO2 to this thing, it would take off like no tomorrow. So I don't add CO2 to this because I know Pearlweed would go crazy. It would carpet. It would take over the whole tank. So, I mean, it's kind of like a little. I need to do a trim or two now, but I'm a little lazy with that, and my reef tank is my main priority right now.
Well, that tank is absolutely gorgeous. Jay, I'll be on that email soon. Ciclet, I still can't believe he's here. He's like hasn't been around forever. It's approaching 11:15, which who cares? It's not that late. I've only have like 4 kids and 97 soccer games to go to tomorrow. But we're gonna stay on till the super chats run out because Replica and Cruise and IFG put giant super chats out there, and they deserve to have them basically run out. So if anybody has any questions, Fishy Snowman is on. He's got some beautiful tanks. He's got a frag rack for a freshwater planted tank, which is absolutely crazy because I've never seen that before. I'm sure it's like not, I don't know. I think it's really awesome. Bubba's still here with his wrench. My one and only amazing wrench, Lisa. And when I say wrench, I mean awesome person.
Awesome.
Is here. And let's get this down to a close, but we're looking at like at least 10 minutes here. So if anybody has any questions about Fishy Snowman's tanks or anything in general, bring them up. This will be the balls to the wall type of last minute questions and answers, and I'm good. It is actually like geeking me out, like, because I don't know who Replica is, and I feel like I should. So it's really like messing with my head. So thank you so much for the $150 super chats.
Ooh.
Replica. I feel like you must be related to me or something, but you're probably not.
Good for you, Mike. You deserve
Yeah,
it.
that's isn't that cool?
That's awesome, man. Good shout out to them guys.
So, what are you, a Jets or a Giants fan? I just got to ask.
I'm a Giants fan.
All right, so you own us, and clearly,
but you know what? You got us in hockey right now.
Actually, we have it in everything right now.
Woo!
It is amazing.
All right.
All 4 sports.
I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah, we don't need to get into that. But football, Eli has owned us. But whatever.
Yeah, I know. It'll never die.
Yeah, it's forever. New York, Boston. I mean,
that's it.
As long as us can like walk down the street and meet each other and be like civil and know that we're just regular people, and like sports doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, when they're like playing golf on some stupid tropical island, we're still grinding it out.
So true, Mike. So true.
But the chat is going crazy. We still got 25 people watching.
Awesome.
I need here we go. Wait. I still want Mike Joel to blah, 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 cook off replica. It's like I feel like I should know who this is, but it's really fucking with me right now. Because now he wants friggin' Joel and Dean for a huge cook off because we're all chefs. So that'd be amazing. And there's like three $50 chats up here. It's like,
hey, Mike, have you ever done any like special gatherings or anything like that in Boston?
No. I have no time, man. I got 4 kids. My wife works. She's a nurse. She works nights. Like, I got nothing left in me after work during the day, and the kids with sports, and I coach my oldest son's soccer, and then I assistant coach my youngest son, and then my daughter's getting ready to go for gymnastics, and then I got the 2-year-old who's still in friggin' diapers. Like, it's
oh my
nightmare.
God.
Yeah,
How
it's nonstop. Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Well, I made my bed, so I got to deal with it.
It's all good, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure you got a good family.
Yeah, I'm extremely lucky. You know, all my kids are healthy, and I got a roof over my head, and I can feed us all, and I can enjoy myself with this live stream. So
you're good.
I'm a lucky guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot worse off in this world, and my struggles are minuscule to a lot of other struggles.
Yeah, I agree. I know. I believe me, I'm with you. I work a lot, man. My daughter's feeding the tanks with me on FaceTime. So it's a way of me and my daughter getting along, and we got a good repertoire, and she likes it, she enjoys it, and I enjoy it, and we get to talk to each other because there's times I don't come home a lot. So
yeah, so any time is special.
Yeah,
because that a lot of people in this world don't realize that time doesn't come back.
Yep, exactly, man.
You gotta live for it now. Death Mage is in the house.
Oh, I know Death Mage. Good people.
Replicax, even though he's just dropped $150, says he's always in the shadows, Mike. Now, this is like, I can't wait. I need an E, and he doesn't even have it. It's just a purple R. Like, there's no picture or anything. Lisa, do you know? Can you give me some info? Cichlid Nez has been around forever. He was like, we were subscribers like 5 years ago, and now he just popped into a live stream, which is pretty funny. Why don't you pop your, if you can copy and paste your YouTube down in the chat again, because you have some really, really awesome tanks that people need to watch, which is,
yeah, I know.
gotta
I'm using my phone.
at least spend like 5 minutes every couple days and just put a video up, because people will want to see it because they're beautiful.
Thanks,
really,
man. I really appreciate that, guys. I love watching YouTube, and I try to support everybody that I enjoy. I'm not that good at the videos. I mean, I try to do what I can do. I just got this new lid that is incredible, so I'm going to make a video of that when I get a chance. And I just go through my tank. I'm a fish tank hobbyist, saltwater, freshwater, all live plants, all corals. That's what I love, man. I'm not into nothing fake. I love the hobby.
yeah, it's addicting, it's relaxing, it's soothing, medicating.
Yeah, it's everything.
It's a great
what I
hobby
enjoy,
to get
man.
into.
I'm so glad. I'm really loving this saltwater tank. I'm 7 months into this, and if anybody can, it's Fishy Snowman YouTube channel. If anybody's got any questions for getting into the saltwater tanks that they're afraid of, hit me up. I'll answer anybody's question, just like Mike does, man. I'm such a rookie channel that I'll walk you through everything, man. I have no problem doing that. I mean, I met some really nice people, man. I don't live too far from Billy Pipes, and I met Billy Pipes, Dave's Nano Tanks. I've met Rico. Uh, Rico was one of the first persons that I ever met at a barbecue. It's a long story. I don't want to get into it, but you know what? He's getting a lot of laughs back and all this stuff, but he's a really fun, cool person. And check out his channel if you guys get a chance. Dave, Mike will tell you, he's such good people, man. He just loves the hobby. Sorry if I stepped into that, Mike.
No worries, no worries, no worries. I talk to Rico privately all the time, but
Okay.
I'm not going to get into that now.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No worries. I have literally no qualms with anything anybody says. You don't have to worry about what do you call it? Like walking on eggshells or anything, or stepping on
I
anybody's
just want to
toes.
say, like, I don't listen to what anybody says about anybody. I go from my personal experience, and I see people's tanks and videos, and that's what I base my. And you know what? In all my YouTube video watching, I have never gave anybody a thumbs down or said anything bad, because if I don't like it or I think it's wrong, I just don't say nothing, because I don't want to get into that. I just love the hobby, and I don't want to deal with the drama because I see there's so much of it, and
Yeah, trust me. That's been my mantra lately is stay away from the drama.
yeah.
Oh, what's up? O is in the house.
Oh God, I met a couple weeks ago. Oh, it's Fishy Snowman, and I gotta tell you, I love O. Reefing with O is the man.
He definitely has a suave voice that I like to listen to, which is good for me when I'm stuck in traffic and listening to YouTube. It's always good. That's why I love CJ. It's just like that nice voice.
Reefing with O on Thursdays, Tech Talk.
Yeah, Tech Talk, you guys. So so the thing about YouTube that's so great is there's so many channels out there that have different things to talk about. It's basically like free cable.
Yeah.
And when the live streams come out, some people don't like their live streams being overtaken by somebody else's live streams, but there's so many live streams out there that you don't even know about because you're not subscribed to them. That like there's 23 people watching now, but someone else's fish channel right now might have like 250 people, and you've never even heard of that fish channel. I see it happen every single night, and it's basically just cable. It's like, what do you want to watch? Who do you want to tune into? You can tune into this person for a while, then you tune into this person for a while, then you tune into, it's like whatever the frig you like, just watch it.
So true, Mike.
And then you can switch from one to the next, and if you don't feel like watching the other, but you want to watch it later, it's on YouTube, so you can just catch it the next day, like uploaded. It's like your DVR, your personal DVR, and it's super cool.
Yeah, I agree, man.
So right now I'm going to cut off everything because even though there's 22 people watching, it's 11:30 and I've got like 3 soccer games to coach tomorrow. Then 2 to go to Sunday and a birthday party, and I kind of just want to go sit on my couch and watch some TV before I crash.
Mike,
So,
you got to do more live streams, okay?
as always, will always be completely honest with everybody. Like, I just want to go chill for a little bit before I go to bed, right? How about you, Fishy Snowman?
I want to chill, but everyone's sleeping in my house, so I'm probably gonna stay out till the fish tanks lights go out. Then I'll go to bed.
Oh, Steenfont. Oh, look at this guy. Steenfont comes off right at the very end, Where's his super chat? He makes like $1 trillion on super chats. No, I'm just kidding, brother. I love you. I love watching live streams. Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for coming and watching. For my very first shout out, I'd like to thank Lisa, who is here for pretty much 95% of my live streams and always is a wrench, and she takes care of her business. There's no bitching and complaining and emails and this and that. She just does her thing like a typical strong woman does. So shout out to Lisa. And then I'd like to say shout out to everybody who's come on and watched me. That is awesome in itself. I'd like to shout out to everybody who's dropped a super chat. Replica, you know what? That is crazy. 50, 50, 50. Thank you so much for those super chats. That is absolutely amazing. Please email me so I can get in touch with you. And when I eventually meet you, I can actually take you out to dinner with that $150, because that's what I do with my super chats, is reinvest into all you awesome people. Fishy Snowman from New York, who's got basically the same accent as I do, but for some reason we all hate each other when it comes to sports. I don't know why, because we're like so friggin' close to each other. We should be hating everybody on the East Coast in that warm fucking weather. But thank you to Fishy Snowman for coming on. So awesome. He's got some beautiful, beautiful tanks. Awesome stuff going on. He needs to get his YouTube channel up, and yeah, definitely needs to post videos, because there is some shit to learn right there.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you so much for coming on. Yeah, I'm out. I'm gonna go watch probably half a movie while I pass out. And thank you, everybody. Good night. Fishy Snowman, it's great to have you on. You can come on anytime you want. Email me so I can spread your channel around, because you've got some really awesome shit happening.
Thanks, buddy. I will do that.
Thank you, Reefing, Bubba, JH. Peace. I'm still waiting for your goddamn interview, JH. Okay, I'm out.